y'all today? It's Send Love, and I'm back with another reaction video. Let's see, am I recording? Yes. Big shout out to Railfan K Trade Productions for sending me a remastered version of his Glendale train crash video. Hopefully, no typos in this one. Not to be mean, not to be disrespectful. I'm just saying. 3 likes. Can we do it? 3 likes? 3 likes? That's all I ask. Hopefully. I mean, we're around the 2,600 subscriber count as far as I know. So I think we've been doing good. I think we've been doing very, very good. So without further ado, here we go! Okay. As always. I'm sorry. This never gets old. Directed, edited, and narrator by. I'm spitting. Okay. I know I'm watching. Wait. Warning, this video will What? Warning, this video will contact some photos and videos that may disturb some viewers. It's going to come into contact with images and pictures and videos? Or will it contain some photos and videos? I'm pretty sure you meant to say contain. Oh, what would I know? I don't know how to edit. Almost all my reaction videos are uncut. So what you see is what you get. Don't say I warned you. Okay, I won't say that I warned you. He never warns us. But viewer discretion is advised. Oh my goodness. This is the best part of all his videos. I'm sorry, Railfan. It's really the best part. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy the video. I will try. Got my fruit punch ready.
So, we have returned to California again. It's been 2 years since the 2002 Metrolink and BNSF train collision that happened in Pritzbula, California. But however, there was another accident in Metrolink's history. Not by one,
Sounds like he has a
not
cold.
2, but 3 trains. This is the story of the 2005 Glendale, California 3 trains. This is the story of the 2005 Glendale, California train crash.
Well, my goodness, I didn't think I'd be seeing ads in these videos.
I've always loved sci-fi. And the idea of being right on the edge of...
Yeah, whatever. Wait, gotta look. Okay, Train Wrecks episode 18, the 2005 Glendale, California train crash, 16 years later. Okay. A remaster train wreck documentary by real... If you see this dude, next time make sure it's remastered with the ED, past tense. Excuse me, I don't mean to be all extra with the spelling and all that yada yada yada. I don't mean to like bring you to school, but trying to help you. Remastered. You say a remastered train right there. I can't even explain it because that doesn't even make sense. Remastered.
On the early morning hours of January 26, 2005, during the rush hour period, Metrolink northbound train number 901 is leaving Los Angeles with 30 to 50 passengers on board. The train held 1 locomotive and 3 passenger cars, with F59PH 873 leading, 2 coaches 177 and 148, and cab car 623 in the back of the train. The train was headed towards Burbank Airport. Meanwhile, in the opposite direction, Metrolink southbound train 100 is approaching Los Angeles from Burr Park. It is carrying 200 or 250 passengers. The train had one locomotive and 3 passenger cars, with cab car 625 in the lead, 2 coaches 133 and 197, and F89PHI 883 pushing in the rear.
What was that? What was that? What was that? Oh, I think that's the sound of more numbers. But anyway, continue.
Meanwhile, in Glendale, California, nearby the Chester Chase Drive railroad crossing, Meanwhile, in Glendale, California, nearby the Chester Chase.
Excuse me, I'm eating my white beans. I just want to hear it one more time, but it sounded like he said California.
In the rear. Meanwhile, in Glendale, California, nearby the Chester Chase Drive railroad crossing in a nearby retail store, a Union Pacific freight train was waiting its turn on the siding to deliver track barriers to repair tracks on the former Southern Pacific Railroad coastline, which had been washed out by a major January 2005 rainstorm.
What's up, 4323?
The train was led by Union Pacific SD70M locomotive number 4323 leading, and CEFX SD40-2 3173 trailing. As Metrolink 100 is approaching the Chester Chase Drive railroad crossing, and after passing it, the engineer spotted a Jeep which has been abandoned on the tracks. The engineer puts the brakes about 800 feet before the Jeep, but however, it was too late.
Watch that car!
Metrolink Train 100 collided with the abandoned Jeep at 6:03 a.m.
Collided?
Metrolink Train 100 collided with the abandoned Jeep at 6:03 a.m., causing the train to jackknife and strike the Union Pacific freight train, as well as striking the Metrolink Train 901, which was traveling in the opposite direction. 2 coaches from Metrolink 100 and 3 coaches from Metrolink 901 derailed. The lead locomotive of the Union Pacific freight train also derailed. Metrolink 873 and 883 and CEFX 3173 remains on the tracks. 11 people were killed, including an off-duty police officer and a Metrolink train conductor, while 177 were injured. Until the Chatsworth, California train crash of 2008, it was the worst wreck in Metrolink's history. But people are wondering, how can a crash happen like
That's
this?
the question!
And why? Who's responsible for this? The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB for short, investigates the crash. The Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen and the Safety Task Force assisted the NTSB, while the Glendale Police Department led a crime investigation, assisted by the Union Pacific Police Department and the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department. When southbound Metrolink Train 100 struck the Jeep, it managed to push the Jeep forward along the tracks over a crossover until one of the automobile parts struck a track switch and became large underneath the leading car of the Metrolink train, raising it up and causing the train to derail. The cars from the derailed train jackknife, striking the Union Pacific freight train and striking Metrolink 901. This caused the rear cars of Metrolink 901 to derail, and one of them roll off on its side. A fire involving one or more passenger cars were caused by spilling diesel fuel. The root cause of the accident was the driver of the Jeep, John Mowell Onassis, who deliberately dropped and left his vehicle on the tracks while attempting to commit suicide. Having slashed his wounds and stabbing himself repeatedly in the chest, he parked his car on the tracks to finish the attempt. However, Olvers changed his mind and attempted to leave the railroad tracks, but however he wasn't able to do it because the rain soaked the gravel and made the rail slippery for him to leave.
You see what happens when you wait till the last minute?
He abandoned his vehicle moments before the crowded southbound train approaches. Really? However, there has been some speculation that Anderson might have received the wounds on himself. However, there has been some speculation that Anderson might have received the wounds on himself after the crash, based on some early report by eyewitnesses. Both this causation and end resulting as many similar that of the Often Norva rail crash in the United Kingdom, which occurred 3 months prior. although in this case the driver of the car stayed in the vehicle and was killed. There were some rumors about this crash being a terrorist attack, but however it was dismissed because there was no evidence of explosives or anything. The train crash brought attention about the push-pull mode. Many commuter trains were pushed from the back by the locomotive in this push-pull mode, including Metrolink trains returning to Los Angeles Union Station. In this push-pull mode, the first car is a special passenger car with controls for the engineer at the end. The push-pull mode limits the needs to locomotives to turn around to face in reversing train direction. This was criticized that the push-pull mode can make the accident worse. Claims that if the heavier locomotive was in front of the passenger cars, then the casualties might have been reduced and may have prevented the crash. In the end, Metrolink cab cars 625 and 2 coaches 133 and 148 were damaged beyond repair and scrapped. Cab car 623 was donated to the LPFD as a training bed after the crash, but it was finally scrapped in 2019. Union Pacific 4323 was repaired and put back into service.
And that caused an accident. Good for you for being fired up. Get off of my screen!
883, 2 coaches 197 and 177, and CEFX 3173 were undamaged and quickly put back into service. But in 2010, Metrolink 873 was rebuilt into a F59PH-R and was painted into the full white scheme, but with green lettering and numbers only. Metrolink 883 also received the same paint scheme as 873. 873 and 883 were retired in December 2019 and put in storage for the unknown fate. Following the accident, Metrolink temporarily wrote off the first passenger cars in all of their trains. Passengers were seated starting in the second passenger cars in all of their trains. Passengers were seated starting in the second car. Metrolink gradually modified this policy. Attorneys from Ringer in Los Angeles, Brian Spanish and Judith Ringer, filed a lawsuit in January 2009 against Metrolink on behalf of dozens of victims, claiming that the engineer saw the vehicle about 1,200 miles away, but he did not brake until 800 feet away. In an October 14, 2009 articles appearing in the Los Angeles Times, Metrolink announced it had reached agreement to settle most of the remaining claims. By November 2009, Metrolink paid $30 million in a lawsuit settlement, with several large payments of multiple $1 million for 4 cases. Other litigations against Metrolink was still going on, raising the statement of $39 million in December 2009, which closed the major of 186 complaints against the agency, 11 wrongful death lawsuits, and 16 serious injury lawsuits. The Southern California Regional Rail Authority, the government body of Metrolink, had invested over $500 million to put safety features along with 512 miles of trackage. Upgrades are included shield gate railroad crossings, safer rail cars and locomotives, automobile train stop, and nation's first onboard rail video camera.
I'm a fool. I don't know why I was expecting the bottom of the screen to say Clyde with a chance
was including in the nation's first positive train control high-tech system. Anderson was suicidal long before the incident occurred. According to some report, he attempted suicide previously. At the time of the train crash, Anderson was a father of 2 young kids who had experienced marriage problems. His wife recently filed a restraining order against him months before the incident, claiming that he had been radical and threatening to her and his kids and extremely controllable. Police believe that Anderson decided to kill himself that day, but he changed his mind immediately before the train hit his vehicle, jumping out of the car and avoiding as the collision took place. On June 26, 2008, Anderson was found guilty of first count of first-degree murder with special circumstances and 1 count of arson relating to the incident. He was acquitted of the train wreck charges, and on August 20th, Anderson was serving to 11 conservative. Life sentences without possibility of parole. 16 years have passed since the crash. A memorial stone was at the crash site to remember the 11 people that lost their lives. But people are wondering, have they seen the last car versus train crash? Sadly, the answer was no.
There goes that question, and there goes this
Snap
ad.
your W-2 and file Fed and state for free.
Don't you just love ads?
Albion Online is a sandbox
You know what's better than one ad?
MMORPG
Two
in
ads!
which you write your
Back
own
to
story
back.
instead of following a laid out path.
Get out of my face! Okay, I didn't even pay full attention to that video, but I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction that it did, kind of. So thanks. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe for more on my channel. Recommend me to some more videos you would like for me to react to. Ring that bell. Why am I holding a wheel for my chair? Oh yeah, it broke off of my chair. Ring that bell for notifications on upcoming videos. And until next time, I'm Sam Love and Rail Fan. Get your speaking in order and your typos, because you got a ton of them, all right? See you later.